Well, hello there. Welcome to the Reliables here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment channel on Twitch. It's been a while, hasn't it? We've missed you. Sort of. Kind of.
Be honest.
Okay, we've missed you.
A lot.
A lot. Like every day. But hey, we're back.
Yeah!
Are we back?
Yeah.
We're back? Everybody back? Yeah.
We're here now. Do this thing.
great.
We are here. I mean, we're not there, we're here now.
Yeah, we've got a new here than the here that we were at last time we were there, which was here then, but now it's not.
Which makes us back for the first time.
Now
You're
it's here
here.
now and not here then.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
And also here
Very
for the first time.
confused now. I'm very confused now.
It's all real.
Yes.
All of it.
But you can notice something, in fact, you don't notice something very specific right now?
I don't hear a train,
I don't hear a train either.
There's no train.
which is weird because we still are across the street from train tracks. It's just they're generally not running freight this time of night.
Is that a euphemism
No
for
freight.
something?
Yeah.
I
you
think
trying
you know,
to
I
say
think
here?
you know it is.
Uh-huh.
I think you know it is.
Yeah, it's always
Hey, you can see everybody at the table now. Why don't I take a minute and introduce the people at the table? Because
Oh, yeah, 'cause
some of
here
these
we all
faces
are.
might be a little new to you. Some of you might have seen once or twice, and some of us, you've seen way too much of.
Yeah, there's-
Yeah. I'm James Durham. I'm your GM and host, and really annoying voice in your head sometimes. Yes, this is all very true. Joining me, I've got Christian Doyle over there. You guys know Christian, right? He plays Jonah Mox on this show. Now, Jonah Mox was an interdimensional thief. He was paroled to the team, but that term has ended. He's not on parole anymore. He's here by choice.
by choice.
Had the option to leave.
Didn't take it. Didn't take
Foolish
it.
man.
Didn't take it.
Didn't take it.
Let's see how long that sticks and if, he can manage to keep himself from going back to interdimensional prison.
He's
I think
never
I've
going
learned
back.
my lesson at this point. I have paid my debt to society. There should be no problem.
I'm not buying it, but hey, we'll see what happens.
He's going
See what
back.
Hey, we've got Dave Beecham here, everybody. Dave, you might have seen Dave in our Halloween special. if
The
you
Halloween
recall.
episode. Yeah, that was really fun.
That was really fun. Now, Dave is playing Warren Winston Williams III.
Indubitably I am. Thank you very much, sir.
Don't forget
Very good.
the third. Now, much like many of the denizens of Hope Colony, Warren is a refugee from Arena whose home dimension, well, it doesn't exist anymore. Didn't have anywhere else to go. But being an intrepid adventurer, explorer, and knighted by the Queen, no less,
Of course, of course. It was a very good night at that.
Warren is a graduate of Ranger Roddenda's Academy and here to lend his efforts to the team and do some more adventuring and exploring throughout many dimensions rather than just one.
Indeed.
Now, some of you might remember Owen. This is Owen Severance from
Maybe.
last season, maybe. You might remember him. Gets to play the nice, interesting dual character. Guy Whiteman, Jean Brita. An alien symbiote with massive telekinetic powers and Spartan warlike training bonded to the most average forklift operator in the universe.
That's right. Very boring.
Very boring.
Very plain.
Very
As
plain,
sugar-free vanilla ice cream.
That just made me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, it's gross. I know. Yeah, it's gross.
Oh no, he's 100% certified.
Yes, absolutely. Certified and extremely talented at forklift operation.
Very good.
Very, very good at it.
He can probably do forklift tricks. Yeah.
Yes.
One day he'll graduate to the 5 clift.
Let's try.
Hey, we've got another new face who's not new to some of you. I mean, if you've been around, you guys know who Sharon Chase Bebop is, right? Usually you haven't seen her in the past because she's been secretly making sure that the show doesn't crash and explode in flames and the computers don't catch on fire.
Where's my train? Also, good to see you all. and hope for even more new content soon. Hashtag jam, hashtag edgelord, hashtag Benny, hashtag dance Zoe game night hype.
Yeah.
Woo!
The train is
All
back in
the-
hell where it
all
belongs.
the love.
Wow.
That's
Thank
some
you.
good love.
Thank
Big
you.
All
love.
the love
Very good
for
love.
you.
For me.
That's
yeah,
all
thank
love
you.
for
Thank
you.
you,
That's all
thank you.
stuff that doesn't help me.
No, it doesn't.
I don't feel loved at all, really. I mean, I love James too. But
You don't have to lie to me.
I'm a bigger
I'm
fan
still
of-
going to try and kill
I'm a
you
bigger
at the
fan of
table
James
today.
3.
that's okay.
But where were we? Oh, yes. Sharon, Chase, Bebop. Ooh, we've been trying to get at the table for a while now.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. But now we have her. And she's going to be playing Samantha, prefers Sam Stevens. Also a Hope Colony refugee. From an alternate Earth, 1990s era. Private investigator. She's got a heart of gold and always sticks up for the little guy. In fact, Sam has been Ranger Rhonda's favorite cadet in the entirety of the academy, hands down.
Me and Rhonda, besties.
They're tight. And Sam has joined the team to, well, kind of help out with their moral compass since Rhonda's not around anymore. As occasionally some of them need a little help in that department.
I don't know what you're talking about. I killed Hitler.
Yeah, we're not
I
even
watched
going to
it.
go into that entire thing today. No, we're just not. We're not.
Oh, it'll come up.
I want to hear about
I'm sure.
that also.
Oh, there are some stories coming today. In fact, you owe a story today. We're going to get to that eventually.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we really do. But hey, this is a interesting RPG show. It's tabletop here, and we play using Savage Worlds rules. You guys at home have the opportunity, as you've already heard through the lovely voice store, to change things, alter things, and add things. And Christian, can you tell us a little bit how that works?
Oh, yeah, absolutely I can. You can absolutely change the game in many different ways here on The Reliables, and to do that we have a store, which you can go to. The link, I am sure, is probably coming up in chat or has come up in chat already. If you missed it, that's on you. I can't do anything about that now. Starting at the top, for $5 you can get the shout out. What that does is you can talk to us. If there's something that we are obviously missing or you just want to say hello, then you can do that with the shout out. Just type out your message in the computer or say it in a voice that is probably not yours, but pleasant to listen to. A Benny save is a Benny earned. You can buy us a Benny. We use Bennies for many things on this show, including soaking damage. It's one of the only ways that we can soak damage.
Look closer next time, John Mox. There was a Benny and dancing. But you know, have some more hashtag jam up the works.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Thank you for that, Lumiere. Thank you. So yes, we use Bennies for everything, including we have to use them to soak damage. So they're very important for us to survive in a lot of instances, especially with the things that James likes to throw at us. Also today we're not going to be using avatars, so they'll be even more useful because we won't have to rely on them to move back and forth on the slider. Jam up the works. You can buy a Benny for James. It's been done already. There's a few up there. He's got 8 of them in which to slay us with.
Don't give him any more power.
Oh no! Hey, give him as much power as you want. He'll use them. Don't worry, and we will suffer for it, and it'll still be a good time.
With great power comes great corruptibility.
Indeed it does. Win, lose, or draw gives us an extra draw in case we pull a card that we don't want. We use cards to determine initiative in Savage Worlds, so that is a very handy thing for us to have on the table.
Well, we added that one last season where you can make me draw a new card
Yep.
if you don't like it either.
Yeah, I like that we can make you draw a new card now too.
I like
that does make me very happy.
Use the
Dance
hostile
Magic Dance, which we have one in the store. You'll see how it works a little bit later, but basically, if you buy that, we all do a silly dance for you, and yeah. And
Sometimes there's even actually music playing.
Yep. There's a but
Like Bowie.
But even the people here at this table that don't like to dance, which is literally everyone,
Yeah, I hear you.
is going to have to dance uncomfortably on camera for your amusement, which you can then put on the internet for all to see.
Please don't make me do that.
No, it's already happening.
Yeah,
it's happening.
is it really?
It's
It's
happening.
gonna
It could
happen.
happen
Oh,
more
I
than
don't
once. I
wanna
think we
dance.
should make it our personal responsibility to make Owen dance as much as possible
Oh
today.
yeah, don't do that.
Story time. For story time, you get one of those. You can pick a character and they can tell you a story from their past. If there's something particular that you want to know about, just ask, and we will go into a private area and tell you that story except it won't actually be private because everyone will hear it. A reliable source is a very similar situation where a character is pulled out of a particular situation and explains what they are going through as if in a confessional on a reality show. Getting an education. You can give James a combat edge to give all of his NPCs much better abilities. For example, if we're fighting a bunch of, gangsters, for example, he can make them all know Kung Fu just by using that. It's a really handy thing for him to have. We love it that you get those for him. We think that's great.
Makes him a
I
sadist.
never use it to have an unfair advantage.
Rule of Cool is our fight ender, and how this works is very, very simple. At the beginning of the round, we all draw cards, and in the reverse order, describe what our ideal situation for that round is. We can do the most ridiculous thing we can think of, the thing that would be action movie perfect for that scenario to end the fight, and then you vote on it, and whoever has the best idea for what they want to do, and you decide that that's the best idea, that's who wins. They win, they automatically succeed, they automatically get a raise, they automatically do whatever they're going to do, and then everybody else has to try and do the stupid thing that they said they were going to try and do at huge penalties, and we usually end up failing horribly. It's great. I like it, but it is a good fight ender. And of course, the hack attack. If there's anything you want to add or take away from the game, you can do that with a hack attack. If you think that the world that we are in right now doesn't have enough talking dinosaurs, for example, guess what? You can make that happen. If you want to make sure that, we have a magical ray gun that'll kill the bad guy at the end, you can make that happen. If you want to give somebody superpowers randomly, you can make that happen. If you would like to flood the entire planet that we are on, you can make that happen.
Don't do that.
Or you can give someone a burrito.
Or you can just give someone a burrito.
Do the burrito thing.
I think everything but the burrito has happened.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, then sounds like Jeff's got work to do.
But yeah, it's these guys, really, it's their first day. So
They'll make it a talking burrito.
let's give them a good time, shall we? And that is our store. Back to you, James.
Thank you so much, Christian, for talking about the store. Let's take a minute and talk about the game. Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds. This is my Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Well, hey, they're in partnership with us. They actually want us to play this game. They actually like us. They actually give us stuff and talk about us and promote us. And they're big fans of ours. I don't have any idea why they would do such a thing, but they are. And this game, Savage Worlds, is like most tabletop RPGs in that you use dice. Our attributes and abilities on character sheets are determined by die rolls when you're making actions.
Use your attributes.
Exactly. The better you are at something, the bigger the die you get to use for it. And in addition, all of our main characters, or named villains as well, are called wild cards. And they get to have a wild die that they roll along with whatever their skill or attribute die is. And not only do they get to have all of these dice to roll with, dice do something called acing in Savage Worlds. And that means if you roll the highest possible number, you roll it again and add to it, and keep on going if you keep rolling the highest possible number. This can mean that there can be some really insanely high rolls, particularly in the damage department. We've seen some ridiculous damage results from Vector Reigns in the past, blowing up castle towers with a pistol before. That's happened. An initiative for determining who goes first in this game is determined with playing cards, with the higher cards going first over the lower cards. In addition, there are still 2 jokers in the deck, and the joker has some great benefits in our particular game. One of them we won't see today because we don't have avatars.
Also, maybe the Joker killed Batman's parents, is that right?
No
Yes,
relation.
I'm pretty sure.
Sorry.
No relation.
Sorry.
Don't spoil it for me.
Jokers in initiative allow you to go at any time during the turn, including interrupting somebody's action right when they're in the middle of doing it. Just, stop right there. Actually, I'm going to go. And anything you do in that turn that you have the Joker for your initiative card, you get a +2 bonus to. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Across the board. Now, when we do have avatars, the person who draws the Joker can move anyone on their slider at the table to anywhere they want by drawing that Joker. Gives them another little powerful play to have there. And that, in a nutshell, is the Savage Worlds game system, which is kind of cinematic, kind of fast, really furious, and really fun.
Really Ving Rhames.
But you should check it out if you haven't checked it out, because you can play any setting, kind of like we do here on the Reliables, where you can go from science fiction to superheroes to medieval to a terrible world that's had an unscheduled apocalypse, which is where we're going to be today. An unscheduled apocalypse. That's right. Now, if you've been following us over the past season, our heroes have been dealing with a particular villain who's been wiping individuals out across dimensions and across timelines. They even seem to have a very specific goal in mind, if you can believe the words that come out of their mouth. I'm not sure if you should. I'm not sure if you shouldn't. You're going to have to evaluate that for yourself. In the meantime, our heroes are going to do their best to try and put a stop to this. Now, the masters of the metaverse themselves have convened and discussed the matter and have tasked both Tom and Thomas with coming up with a method of predicting where this individual is going to strike next. Now, in order to do that, they need more information, and that's where our team comes in today. They have been dispatched to a dimension where a horrible apocalyptic tragedy has happened that was not set to happen in that timeline. There wasn't going to be a apocalypse here. It wasn't going to happen. But one did, and now all of the human life on this alternate version of Earth is completely gone.
Oh, goody.
Yes, so
That's cool.
while the team has divided up, Jonamox has been placed in charge of some of the new recruits to evaluate them in the field and, more importantly, to find out exactly what this particular apocalypse was, what caused it, what was behind it. Was this linked to our antagonist? Or was this simply a random event that wasn't supposed to happen?
Since apocalypse has happened in the past,
It has already occurred.
it's not apocalypse now.
No.
It's apocalypse then.
Yeah, it is apocalypse then. Yeah, this is a previous one. In fact, several years have passed since this terrible tragedy occurred. But time, as we know from watching the show, is funny across dimensions. 1 second in one dimension could be a decade in another. And so you have arrived here in this particularly familiar to, for example, yourself, Sam, the surroundings. I mean, they're a bit overgrown with plants that don't fit with what you've seen, but the architecture is from your era. It's vaguely familiar, if completely barren of human life and unoccupied. And the plants have become a bit aggressive, even for just a few years to have passed. They shouldn't be all over the streets and growing up the sides of buildings. And almost every single one seeming to have thorns or barbs or sharp edges in some fashion. Just very aggressive growth. But here you are, first time in the field.
All right. Good. We good dismount on the ship there, everyone. I don't know any of your names. I'm so sorry. You are Samantha Stevens?
10 out of 10.
All right. It says here that I should not call you that. Sorry?
You're right, 8 out of 10.
Sam, then.
Hey.
Hey.
Less is more.
Where are you from? I don't need to know like metaverse number, but like you've got kind of a Chicago thing going on.
I mean, close enough.
You're a skilled investigator?
Yeah.
What kind?
Well,
Like insurance?
even more boring than that. PI work is mostly cheating spouses.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Okay.
you know.
So you take dirty pictures. Got it.
Sure
Yeah.
do.
Warren Winston Williams 3?
The third, sir.
The
Very
third,
good,
sir.
very good. Well done.
Well done. It says here you are an explorer.
I am an explorer. Well read, sir. Ah.
Were you an explorer on Earth? Or
Well,
your Earth?
Of my Earth, yes, in the back when it existed, from what I've been told. Yes, no, we got around and saw things, people, places, all sorts of little excitements, you would say.
I would. That's
Shenanigans.
I call them excitements all the time. That's so weird that you knew that. And Guy White Man.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
I remember you.
Well, yeah. I have a condition.
You have a praxis.
Yeah. Your people were a slave race.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I had a feeling that
No.
was going to come out real fast.
No.
I understand. So,
Rude. Sorry.
last I saw you, I heard you were having trouble bonding.
Well, yeah, it's a demon, and I'd rather. I am not a demon. Yeah. That's what the priest said.
Yeah, no, that's
when he heard you.
That's 100% wrong. That's not a demon.
You sure?
Yeah, no, they're alien species from the same metaverse that I'm from.
Really?
Yep.
So
We're kind of like
you weren't lying when you said that. I said it 1,000 times. Yes. Well, I didn't believe. Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all dicks, just so you know.
Yeah.
And that's the last one. You've got the last dick.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds sad.
So
and phallic.
just so you know, I'm going to be a little bit harder on you than I am on the others.
A little harder on the
Why?
last dick, are you?
Well, in addition to your vast psychic abilities that the other two don't seem to possess according to their readings, I don't like you.
Why?
So we're
I
gonna
didn't
just
do
start
anything.
I
will destroy you.
You won't.
I-
You won't.
Sorry.
You won't. You won't. You won't. I know.
No,
Guy,
I don't want
I was
to.
talking to him, not you, Guy.
I don't want to.
Guy, we're cool.
I'm-
All right.
we're good.
That thing in you, bad news. Don't like it,
How do I get rid
and
of it?
it's clearly racist.
Yeah. Well, it is.
All right. So now I know you guys. That's great. You all. Did you stop by the armory on your way down and grab necessary equipment for survival?
Got my laser pistol.
Also laser pistol.
They seem to be modernly armed. Winston seems to be carrying a very antiquated rifle.
Of course. The 70-30 always gets me through all the things I need. If it's not a 303.
I would absolutely judge you on that, but I'm carrying a gun from 1890 on a different planet that I'm not from, so I can't really judge. All right, so we've got no magic powers, we've got no robot parts, and you've got, well, obviously a horrible telekinetic super soldier attached to you.
Condition,
So,
I call it. It's a condition.
yeah, the sooner you stop calling it that, the easier you two are probably going to get along, and then I can just hate both of you.
I
instead
keep
of one
telling
of
him that. He doesn't listen. Yes, I do. I just don't agree with you.
Guy, what do you do?
I'm a very skilled forklift operator. A useless skill. No, I'm very good at it, though.
It requires certification.
Yes, I worked very hard to do it.
I can't drive a forklift.
I can.
I'm just kidding.
Really
I'm pretty
will.
sure anybody can.
An honorable profession.
Well, yeah. Thank you.
You know, they don't have forklifts where he's coming from. He doesn't even know what a forklift
No
is.
idea whatsoever.
Oh, well,
You're from like 1890, right?
The 90s, we'll just put it there.
He's from the 90s. Okay, great.
90s.
I appreciate
Okay,
this,
so my name is Jonomox. I'm going to be kind of your overseer for this particular mission. Welcome to the Reliables.
Thank you.
You all have very good references. You have a good reference, a friend of mine, so I guess you have jobs already. And we're taking you into this unknown situation with just the equipment we have. So here's what happened. We have to figure out what happened. That's the whole, I guess that's why we brought along an investigator and an explorer. And just in case trouble happens, we have meat to throw to them. That's good.
Yeah, we have me. What?
So, have any of you had to deal with an apocalypse? You're all from worlds that are destroyed, so I'm assuming that you've all dealt with at least one.
At least, yes.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
I agree. It's a little
It's
sensitive.
it's happened to literally everyone here, and whatever your story is, I don't care.
Oh. Okay.
Our goal is to make it not happen other places. It happened to us. That was enough. We're not doing that anymore. So we stop them wherever we can. So there's this guy thing.
That's me.
Guy. There's a different guy. Maybe you met him. We've been chasing him for a while, and he's been causing a lot of problems in a lot of different places, and it's we're trying to find him. So we think he might have something to do with this unscheduled apocalypse that we're dealing with here. By the way, air quality, anyone? I don't really breathe.
Seems all right to me. Yeah.
Smells like smells like old burning to me. So
Wildlife.
That's terrible.
that I noticed. So what does wildlife say?
I don't talk to it.
No. What does it
okay.
tell you? What does it tell you that there's wildlife?
That it's been a while since this place was maintained by humans.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. We know that the apocalypse happened at least a couple years ago at this point.
I mean, this level of growth probably wouldn't have happened in a couple of years, so either this is all
So
do,
it's not nuclear.
probably,
Probably wasn't a bombing.
but I don't know that much about nuclears because I am not a nuclear bombologist.
Ah, that's okay. Literally,
Bombologist.
everybody else on our ship is. It's not a role that we really need filled.
Fabulous.
Apparently, we did need an old-timey private investigator, though, which is good. I honestly have no idea what you're doing
sorry,
here.
was your name Jonah Mox or was it Judges a Lot?
Judge a lot. Like, that's basically
got
what I'm
that
like.
sorted
No,
out.
I just don't get it. But I'm sure with it's not just you. I mean, it's mostly him. I'm not gonna lie. Shut up! God.
So I will murder you.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we should take readings, right?
We should take readings.
And maybe explore this, what used to be city, I
Find a
assume.
forklift.
In the city.
Well, maybe.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, I can tell we are going to get along.
I mean, we know that this apocalypse, right? Everything seems to be still standing, right? Buildings and whatnot. We're looking around.
Buildings. Buildings are all
that's why I'm
controlled.
saying probably not a bomb.
Right.
Looks like Little Shop of Horrors up there.
Oh, by the way, in future times from where you are, they make bombs that can basically destroy the whole
Oh,
Earth.
well, usually when I've seen the world, it's been with starts with an earthquake, then birds and snakes and airplanes. My friend Lenny Bruce wasn't afraid, though.
I don't even know how to respond to that. Walter? William? Warren. I knew it was a W name. 3 W's in a row. Okay. Guy,
Yeah.
if you found yourself here by yourself, which way would you go?
Well, he is indecisive. No, I'm not. I can decide. I'd go left. Right? You are insecure and indecisive.
We're
No,
going to go
left.
towards the city for now,
go
okay?
left.
We're going to go towards the city.
Yeah, towards, yes.
You are an expert in wildlife and such, right?
Indeed, I am.
Great, so what are we dealing
keep
with
us
here?
alive.
Well, looking around, I'm noticing a lot of signs of animals that have been in the area. Some of which, maybe, have a scent of very particular. I can sense it with my sensors. My nose, as I like to call my sensitive thing.
Mine is just for show. So.
What is your survival skill over there?
Yes, my survival skill is very important.
You look like a
You're on the
survivor.
right page.
Yes.
Everything's in the right-hand column.
I knew that. It is.
Left-hand column, sorry.
My survival skill is on die 10 plus 2.
All right, can I get a D10 plus 2 rolled for Warren Winston Williams, the third, please?
Do it.
And make sure to throw that D6 wild die in there. Thank you so much. Oh, that's 6 aced. And a 7 plus 2 is a 9. Do you have any other benefits to rolls over like in your edges that might help you in dealing with plants or animals?
Over in my edges, plants and animals.
Yeah, you've got frontiersman and you've got woodsman, which will give you an
woodsman,
that'll
yeah,
give you
that would
another
help.
plus 2.
Yes.
Okay, so that's not just a 9, that's
an 11.
11. Okay. Yeah, there is quite a bit of sign. It's very strange to you, though. There's something wrong with it. Some of the tracks look familiar, but they look different at the same time. Like
Familiar yet different. That's
Looks
there are
right to me.
canine tracks, but the claws are oversized on the prints. There are cat tracks, but again, claws are oversized. The stepping patterns are irregular as well. They're not consistent.
with like a 4-legged animal, maybe perhaps a more-legged animal.
That or an irregular gait. Like there's something off in all of it.
How does it look?
You've been staring at the ground now for a good minute and a half. What can you tell me, Warren?
I can tell you there's some animals around here that are sort of cat-like, dog-like, but they walk in an irregular fashion.
So we have cat-like
Cat-
animals
And dog-like.
and
also.
dog-like animals.
Yes, they're like, and with claws. They definitely have claws. You definitely see where there's little claw bits that are pointy at the ends of the ripper bits.
What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me that if the animals are here and the people aren't, maybe the animals killed the people.
Maybe they killed the people, but it sounds to me like if we've got cat-like animals and dog-like animals, that these are probably descendants of domestic animals that were in the area when people died. So whatever was here probably didn't kill the pets.
Would that have happened in a couple of years?
It's just a guess. But
So either aggressive wild wildlife or something happened to the domestic wildlife very quickly and very scarily.
right.
All right.
I mean, we're talking big dogs and cats?
Bigger than your normal, like, house little petty pat you on the heady. More like petty rip off your handy.
I caught about half of that, but I think it was the half that was
didn't get
important,
any
and
of
that's what's important to me.
Did you say rip off your handy?
Yeah.
I don't want to. Okay. All right.
Guy, are you a squeamish fellow?
No, he is a coward. No, I'm not. No, I think this is great. I'm doing really good. Really good. The tracks don't. That doesn't scare me. He is terrified. No, I'm not. No, it's good.
All right,
It's
let's take a quick potty break, and then let's head into the city proper, okay?
I already did.
Eyes open, everyone.
You stop for a minute, and you happen to notice one of these buildings at one point. It was a convenience store, quite obviously, and many of the racks are still full of, at this point, aged products. But one of the things you notice is a periodical stand. And while it's mostly empty, there are a few items on it.
Hey,
Well,
moon
that
pies.
seems worth investigating, doesn't it?
Once in a while.
Yes, you catch some headlines on there.
Browse some magazines.
Yeah, most of these magazines and newspapers seem to reference some super virus, high death tolls, talking about it spreading everywhere.
So who's sexiest man of the year?
You.
Oh, thanks.
Also, they're all dead due to virus.
Boom! Good find,
That's
investigator.
not-
We brought you for a good reason.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
And the time stamping puts it all about 5 years old. There's nothing more recent than that on any of the shelves.
And there's no, everything is still intact and upright and not,
Yeah.
say, strewn across the floor as though there had been looting.
Very little. There's some stuff, but most of the stuff that's strewn across the floor is from lower shelves and has been ripped open and
Moon pies.
cleaned out.
Those things stay good forever.
So,
Do they really? I've never actually had one.
No, they stay good like forever. I'll eat one right now.
I've only seen them on TV. I've never. I mean, this is pretty decent Earth food.
Yeah. It is disgusting. No, it's not. Hey, moon pies are good, right?
I don't know. I've never had one. I just told you that. Stop arguing with
I
yourself.
wasn't really there.
Okay, so virus. What do we know about the virus?
I don't know anything about the virus except it spread quickly and was very aggressive, and it had to happen extremely fast because there wasn't any behavior on the survivors that would have torn this place apart as an easy source of food.
Is there a chance we could be infected by this right now?
Oh, sure could.
Really? So we could be just breathing it in right now?
Well,
I mean, I'm essentially single-celled. It's not going to do much to me. But yeah, you guys are probably screwed.
best case scenario, it's mutated enough that it doesn't affect us anymore.
Okay. I will
Worst
protect
case
you.
Scenario is that we'll die a probably horrible death.
I don't
Oh,
wanna do
that's
that.
why we brought you guys along.
I don't want to do that.
Expendable.
At that moment, you hear a very loud hissing from just outside of the convenience store, and the street is full with dozens and dozens of what you might have called at one point house cats. They're not so house cat in appearance anymore. Patches of fur are missing, some replaced it by irregular scaled-like skin. Their bones seem a little misshapen and at odd angles. And the claws and teeth are very, very pronounced, significantly larger than should be present on an animal that size.
Okay.
They look like they're probably in terrible, terrible pain, but they are all looking at you with what you can only describe as hunger.
Yes.
So I am not really familiar with Earth pets. Not normal for a dog? Is that a dog?
No,
it's
that's
also
gross.
Not normal for a cat.
Not normal for a cat then. Good.
They normally don't, travel in dozens, the packs of dozens of. Yeah.
That's also not
very-
normal. All right, I'm writing that
Yeah.
down.
Let's go ahead and go into some cards. Oh, yes, we have some initiative cards up there on the
good.
screen.
Oh, good.
ladies
no.
and
How did you do?
gentlemen.
Oh, I got an ace.
Got
Yay!
a 4. That doesn't seem good.
Now, of course, you could spend one of those bennies at the store if you don't like your card, and I can grab another one for you, but you never
This
know
card?
what you're going to get.
This card rules.
So before we begin, does anyone want to spend one of your valuable save you from dying or let you re-roll a die roll bennies to get a different card?
Oh, with that kind of foreshadowing, I'm good.
Advice, anybody?
You've got a good card, so
Yeah.
no.
All right.
All right, then. I guess we're going to start with yourself, Jonah Mox, because you've got the ace of spades, so I got the highest card. Going to be acting first.
All right, that sounds great. So we are,
You're just inside this convenience store, kind of where the periodical
and they're all
stand
just
was.
kind of outside surrounding
Yeah, just
the convenience
outside,
store?
yeah. A lot of them. Too many to count.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah,
aren't
that seems-
particularly large animals, but the way they're looking at you, it makes even you very uncomfortable, even though
Yeah,
you're
no,
not
no,
a
no.
meat-based
I
being.
do not like this. They have more of them than there are bullets, so I'm not really looking at that as a possibility.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yeah, very similar to some lenticular recumbent kittens.
I've just figured
of
out
the
exactly what I'm going to
Adam's
do.
egg that I once encountered.
I just remembered
Although they were already
I left
dead.
something right over here. I just want to make sure that I could.
Were they gross like that, or?
Yeah, they are very disturbing looking. You know,
Yeah.
there's not a regular shape to them. Like their bone growth was weird. Some of their shapes are
Can they
just off.
smile? I swear that one's
Their
smiling. at me.
mouths are so full of
Not
oversized,
exactly.
sharp teeth that they can't even completely close them.
I find the drooling rather disturbing myself.
So, are you going to do are you turning into a puddle of goo or something over there? Is that what's happening, John?
I am out. I am stealthing, and I'm on the roof of that motherfucker.
We seem to have been abandoned by our leader.
So your fearless leader will be hiding on the roof. What do you have for a stealth skill, John Mox?
You abandoned
I'm
us?
not even here now, bro.
Giving our team a few more hashtag Benny to give them an edge.
Thank you so much. What do you have for stealth?
That's a great question. I have a
I
D10.
just do bits. It's not taken as seriously as a dono. Lol.
We take it very seriously. Thank you.
Always very.
We appreciate every bit.
We do.
In fact, at this table, we live off of bits.
Just a little bit.
And the kibbles.
So I get a D10 and a D6 for John Mox's stealth as he attempts to slip away and leave his charges.
If that's what you really think I'm doing.
All right, a 9. Do you have any bonus to stealth in urban environments by chance?
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do. Weird. I forgot all about that. Let's see. Streetwise, thief, scrounger.
I believe you just passed the one that's under. I think you might find it under thief.
Oh, yeah.
Just a hint.
Yep. +1.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
plus
going to
one
be a
of that.
10. We've got a 10 for your stealth. Yes, your fearless leader is gone, folks. He just disappeared. You don't know where he went or how he went there, but 1 second, Jarnamox was there, giving this guy no end of trouble, and the next two's just not there anymore. Let's look at those cards again and see who's going up next. Now that you have been completely abandoned.
Why you got to put it like that?
All right, I guess it's going to be one of the jacks next, and when you have matching cards, it's in reverse alphabetical order, which means diamonds before clubs. We're going to let the cats get an opportunity to go before the heroes. Yes. They charge in through these broken windows and open door, and the step is really irregular. It looks painful for some of them. The shapes are not the same. There's no symmetry in any of them. It's not one cat looks like the other. It's like each one is horribly deformed in its own way. The only thing that is similar on all of them is obscenely large claws and teeth for their body size.
This is like a PetSmart from hell. I don't want to be
Yes.
here anymore.
So 5 of them are going to attack each of you and attempt to tear you into little pieces. So if I can get 5 6-sided dice rolled against Warren William Winston III, this will also be going against what is your parry score listed on your sheet. You've got 3 numbers sort of near the top in the middle.
My parry is 6.
All right, one of those got a 6 and aced, so it's definitely going to hit. Let's see if that 6 gets any better by adding to it. That
Nope.
2 adds to it, makes it an 8. Not enough to get a raise, but one of them is still going to hit you. So if I can get a damage roll of a D4 and a D4 against Warren Winston Williams III.
Oh dear.
5 damage. What is your toughness? It's also one of those numbers up.
My
in the center.
toughness is 8 plus 2. Or 8.
8 and 2 in parentheses,
8,
so
2.
2 of that is coming from the body armor that you're wearing. 5 is not enough to overcome your toughness. So you are essentially have cats climbing on you, trying to dig their claws in you. They're not able to do any real damage, but it is horribly uncomfortable and very disturbing. And the noises they begin to make with these misshapen mouths is perhaps more painful than the claws themselves.
Should we help him?
But it's
or-
not catastrophic at this point.
He's doing puns. He's going to die. What's wrong with you, man?
No, that's his base level. That's positive.
Oh, okay.
Positive. Good one. Very good indeed.
We're doomed.
We're going to die. All of us.
I'm not feeling it.
Where is that coward? It is a coward's race. No, whoa. Hey, don't use the R word. Don't do
If I
that.
can get
Don't talk about him like that.
six-sided dice rolled against Guy Whiteman over there, it would be wonderful. As the mutated cats attempt to rip him to shreds as well. What is your parry score?
My parry score is 7.
So none of those are going to hit it. It's less combat capability and more fear that keeps the cats from climbing all over you. But you managed to hold your own. And then I will take 6 against Sam as well. What is your parry score?
6.
6. So again, one of them is going to manage to get what it looks like an 8 with the acing die, which is still not enough for a raise, but enough for a hit. So I can get 2 4-sided dice rolled for damage.
If my toughness is 8, do I take that damage? 'Cause
Well,
I got 8 and I got a little 2 in parenthesis.
well, first we're going to roll that damage, which ends up being a 4, which that number goes against your toughness, which is less than it. So you're not actually, again, going to be physically hurt. This is much more traumatic than physically painful at this moment, as these are very, very disturbing animals. In particular, yourself, you used to have a soft spot for cats, especially all the stray cats, and these are not the same. No, it is.
Its skin is coming off
Yeah.
on your hand.
Yeah.
You're petting it. I gotta go. You are also a coward. Yes, I am.
And that makes you next, Guy Whiteman. Yourself and Jean Rita.
All right.
Now let's see. What's his
Oh.
card? You got
He had the
clubs.
Jack of Clubs.
Jack of clubs. So you can put the big man in charge.
Yeah, it is
Okay,
clubs,
all
so
right.
that means Jean Rita is leading things at this point.
All right. I need help. I gotta go. We go nowhere. Would you like me to turn them inside out? That sounds disgusting. Don't. Shut up. Stop talking. We gotta go. Stop being a coward. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can pick as many of them as I can.
And just slam him back down to
and
the
just
ground.
slam them back down on the ground. No.
I'm going to need a psionics roll from you, Jean Rita.
All right. Where is it? Psionics. That is a 12.
All right, if we get a D12 and a D6 rolled as Jean Rita attempts to use telekinesis. Oof, a 2
Spend that
and
Benny.
a 3.
Spend that Benny.
Yeah. Can I do that?
Spending a Benny. You've got 9 in the store. You can
Yeah.
spend 1. Let's go ahead and re-roll that and see if we can get a better result.
There you go,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah, 11 is significantly better. That is a success with a raise. No less than a dozen of these creatures are raised from the ground and then slammed right back down into it. If you can give a D10 damage roll for me against these creatures, I would appreciate it. No wild die, just the D10. A 3 is not particularly damaging. However, these are just mutated house cats, so they're not particularly tough either. Bones break. There are hisses and screeches and horrible mewling noises. It's less bursty and gross than you thought it would be, but it still is terrible. The noise is, again, much more traumatic than the physical impact.
Why do you always have to do the worst thing? I enjoy it, that is why. You're disgusting, man.
Indeed. Gross. Let's take a peek at those cards again and see who's next. It looks like Sam is going to be up.
Okay. Are the ones that were uninjured, are they going for the ones that were injured?
No, they seem to be fixated on
Oh,
the
good.
three of you.
Not terribly hungry then. Excellent. So I'm going to take the one that's on me by the neck, and I'm going to crank it like killing a chicken, and then I'm going to throw it into the rest of them, and hopefully get some of the ick off of my hands.
Lovely. Well, grappling uses the athletic skill. So what is your athletic skill?
That would be a 6.
All right, if I can get a 6 and a 6 rolled.
It's a mercy killing, okay?
A 5 is going to be enough to grab hold of this, and then you're physically throwing it. So that uses your strength attribute for the damage dealt.
Also a 6.
All right, if I can get a d6 rolled for this particular cat that is spun around. A 3, again, not particularly high in damage, but these animals are not particularly strong. As you spin, bones snap in your hand, the skin tears, and the body actually splits off from it, despite the low damage roll. And the stench is the worst thing so far, worse than any noise. The stench, it just permeates everything. It smells horrible. The blood, as it spills on your hand, even burns it a little. It is uncomfortable for the touch, yes.
You're going to want to wash those
Scalding
hands,
the skin,
right
it
now.
is terrible. And as it lands, spreading blood, where you threw it into, the cats that were there scatter away from the corpse immediately.
Oh, yeah.
You in trouble, girl.
This was important. This was important knowledge that we just gained.
Warren?
So at this point, noticing all these things going on, I decided the best course of action is to try to attack from a distance. So looking around this convenience store, as it's called, I see if there's anything I can use to maybe make a makeshift spray bottle, as I know that cats inherently hate being sprayed in the face.
Makeshift
It's not just cats.
isn't even necessary. You had to go there, didn't you?
Go where? What are you talking about?
Makeshift isn't even a necessary thing. There are, in fact, spray bottles of something, win something or another. It's a blue
good.
liquid in a bottle.
So I grab two, one in each hand, as I'm very dexterous, and begin to dex these windy cats. Saying at the top of my voice, no, no, bad kitty.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll persuasion for that one, despite it being a physical attack. What do you have for the persuasion skill?
Persuasion.
All the skills will be on the left-hand side.
Yes, indeed. Skills. Persuasion. There we go. It's a, that looks to be a 4.
All right, a D4 and a D6 for a wild die. A 3 and a 1 isn't particularly good. Do you want to spend one of those bennies in the
I
store?
would indeed.
All right, spending a benny from the store. Let's go ahead and see if we can do better.
Yeah, you
That's
can.
6 aces, so that's definitely better. That becomes a 10.
Bad kitty.
You bad kittied the hell out of him.
Something from their nature seems to recognize this form of discipline. And the group that was attacking you hisses and sort of backs away from you, keeping their distance. They're no longer attempting to climb up or on your physical
You
body.
brilliant Brit.
But they are still eyeing you with very, very much interest. Let's start with the immediate round of cards and see what happens. Oof. These are all bad for me, as everyone is going to go before these mutated cats.
I have frightened them into submission. Well
But
done.
it looks like that guy will start us out, as a 10 seems to be the highest card out there.
Okay.
And that's again clubs, so Jean Rita is in charge
All
again
right.
this round.
All right. All right. This time, he's going to lift them all up and smash them into a cat ball. Just a giant cat ball, as many as he can.
That's terrible. I believe your Sanix was a D12, so if I can get a D12 and a D6 rolled. As I visualize that
is
disturbing.
sadistic.
4 is enough for a basic success. Would you
Typical
like
Friday.
to keep the basic success, or would you like to spend a penny and try and do better than a basic success?
What do you think? Should I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of these things.
You've got
Okay,
7
I'll do
more
that.
in the store. Using one of those, let's go ahead and roll that D12 and D6 again and see if we can do better. Not much better on that one,
No.
but still a basic success. Not enough to get the enhanced damage, but it'll still be a D8 for damage dealt as these cats that you grab. In this case, it is only 3 of them that you were able to pick up off the ground, but they become a mess, bursting apart at joints and at vulnerable points on their body. Again, as they explode graphically and horribly, the blood spraying, the other cats scatter from the sprayed blood and corpses, not going anywhere near them, creating nice little empty pockets around you of, well, dead cat matter where the other cats seem to refuse to go.
We should all smash them into oblivion.
Guy-
That seems to work.
Guy, the blood is bad. New choice.
Right, yes. Okay. Right.
Now we've got 2 9s up there, but again, reverse alphabetical order means hearts are going to go before clubs. So, Sam, we're on to you next.
Okay. So how covered in caustic cat blood am I?
You've got one hand that's got it on there. It's not like skin melting away burning, it's just really uncomfortably hot.
Okay. Cool.
Like too hot of a hot towel hot.
So I'm gonna kind of try and smear a cat blood barrier because they don't want to go near it. And hopefully Jonamox finishes whatever he's doing before they decide to jump or otherwise circumvent it. So I'm just gonna kind of
Cat
along
stripe.
the floor with us on one side.
That's a very creative plan, and because it's really creative, I'm going to ask you what skill you think is relevant for that.
Nice.
I don't know.
And have another Benny, or at least part of one.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
I mean, as you're making a smear, is cooking a
Much
skill you can
appreciated.
use? It.
Oh, we're gonna have a talk later.
I mean, you can have that talk right now.
Yeah, I have questions. I have so many questions for you.
I'm gonna actually argue. I'm gonna argue for notice, not because it's my best skill, but because I put the pieces together on the correlation between the avoiding the blood and wanting to use that. So
I'll accept that.
Yes,
What do you have for notice?
I have an
Brilliant.
8, and I get to add 2 to it.
All right, if I get a D8 and a D6 and add 2 to the result.
I'm gonna Benny that.
Well, a 7 for the better result you can still have, or you can very much absolutely Benny it.
Let's Benny.
All right, Benny spent from the store. Let's roll those again.
Hey.
Both
it's
results could be a 7.
the
so
same.
number.
But also better.
Yes. Still going to be a success as you spread this blood across. In the process, getting most of it off of your hand.
I'm
It's
gonna look
still
around for some hand
very
sanitizer.
uncomfortable. Your skin is now discolored a little where it was in contact with. Yeah, it's still not very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty terrible stuff there. That puts it to our 9 of clubs next, which is a peek at the cards, and I think that is.
No. It's Warren.
That's W3 over there.
Indeed. So, in
3 down
noticing
3.
that these spray bottles did work, I know that these cats do react as cats would react to things they react to. So therefore, and henceforth, I decide a loud noise should cause them to disperse. And so, I make a loud noise.
Personally making such a loud noise or using some form of object?
I will unsheath my rifle,
Aha!
which is rather voluminous in its noisiness,
It's true.
and fire one good reporting shot into the ceiling.
I'll take it.
I'm on the route. Never mind.
I don't know this, asshole.
I'm going to have you roll a shooting roll. What do you got for shooting?
Or shooting. Yes,
How's your dodge and parry?
I have an 8.
All right, if I get a D8 and a D6.
I'm gonna Benny that bitch.
All right, Bennying that. Let's try and do better than a 1 and a 2.
Hey,
A
4.
and a 3. It is a very, very disturbingly loud shot. The loudest noise you've heard since getting here, and for most of you who have spent time training at the academy with laser weapons, which are much quieter, it is a horrifyingly loud noise. Now, you've heard guns many times before, Sam, unfortunately, in your career as a private investigator, but this African safari game rifle is particularly loud in comparison. In addition, it blows a large chunk out of the roofing overhead out, which collapses down around Warren.
I
in
load them
pieces.
myself, you know.
And the bullet passes right by yourself, Jonamox, within inches of where you've kind of got your face currently, but yeah, right by it. The loud noise does seem to send these cats back a little bit further. The ones that were jumping on you, moving around, and now they got this barrier and these different piles. They're much more spread out, and while they're still eyeing you, they've all backed away some. They don't seem to be an absolute immediate threat, but they're certainly looking for options.
They don't seem to be doing anything.
What?
They don't seem to be doing anything.
Cover your ears, this is going to be loud.
What?
It was
That puts it to you, Jonamox.
great. Loud noises. That was my idea too.
It seems to have started.
Great. When you want something done right, though, use magic explosive bullets and shoot the gas tank.
Magic explosive bullets.
Yes, sir.
Shooting the gas tank of one of these parked vehicles on the street. I
No,
assume,
shooting
or-
the gas tanks out front that they used.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want to blow up the gas that's...
Well, they've got cover because they're inside.
And a big glass wall in front of us. I
ceiling
couldn't do
on us.
anything wrong.
You
There's
just
no
shot
way this could possibly go wrong.
Tons of
Didn't know you
potential
were up there.
shrapnel.
Yeah, no way this could
Yeah,
ever
like-
possibly go wrong. But you're going to be using those magic skills of yours. So
Yes, I am.
I'm going to need you to roll that
My
part
exceptional magic skill of 8.
first. All right, a D8 and a D6 first, trying to make these bullets explosive.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Critical failure.
Didn't work.
Oh, man. Oh,
You're
man.
kidding me.
That actually means I have to flip to a
Backlash,
page
buddy.
in this book
Yep,
that
I
I
get some
don't have
backlash.
memorized. Let's hope I can find it before this gets really delayed. Hey, look, I found it right away. I need you to give me 2 6-sided dice roll on the screen, if you could. If they ace, don't re-roll any. I just need the 2 6-sided dice rolled. And I will add the results together, and we can find out the terrible thing that's going to happen to you. That's a short circuit. The power fails, but the power points to it are spent, along with an additional D6 power points. So I need 1 more D6 spent, and that's going to be 4 more power points from your initial cost. In addition, you just picked up a level of fatigue as a result of that.
Oh, lame.
You
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yep, that's a critical failure. Oops, classic Jonamox right there.
Yep.
But
Well,
it wasn't while shape changing, so I feel like it wasn't so much classic Jonamox.
It was. I tried to use a power, and it completely failed.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
Did someone fart on the roof?
So that didn't work, but I'm still shooting the gas tank with a big 45, so I'm...
All right, I'm gonna need a shooting roll for that one, and it's gonna count as a called shot. So what do you have for shooting?
What, called shot to a giant gas tank? Yeah, I'm going to try and hit the barn as best I can.
Size and scale applies.
10.
All right, I'll take a D10 and a D6. -1 because you got a level of fatigue.
Oh, 7 then.
Yep. 7. Even with the size and scale modifiers and the called shot modifiers, that's going to be enough to hit. And this particular dimension you're in does have some cinematic movie-like qualities to it. So even though this doesn't actually work in the real world, the gas tank does in fact detonate rather explosively and dramatically, sending flames and shrapnel in everyone's direction. Can I get 2 6-sided dice rolled for damage on our heroes inside of the gas station?
They got
/convenience
cover.
store. 7. Is everyone's toughness above a 7 or equal to a 7?
Yes.
No, 6 for me.
Oh.
Oh, a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to get a shaken result to you. Guy, you are knocked on your butt from the explosion.
Jolly
Now, as they are much closer, I'm going to have you roll 5 6-sided dice for the damage to the cats. Who have significantly lower toughness than 6 or 7 or that atrocious number rolled on the screen, and are completely obliterated by said explosion. But there is now a rather large gasoline fire going on out front of the building.
Oh, God, somebody call the fire department.
It is like being on my home world again.
What a perfect solution, was it?
I'm gonna give Guy a hand up off the ground.
Thank you.
Are there a lot of these cats left still, or was that most of them?
You just pasted them.
All right.
So let's not be in the building with no exit.
I want to leave too.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's more
Let's leave.
exits than there were when
It's
we
all
started.
exit now, you
You're
say.
right. You've
Running towards the
improved it.
fire, though, right?
I improved it. He shot out the ceiling.
Well, you can run towards the fire. You can wait till the fire comes for you. Your choice, bud.
Yeah,
Leaving.
I'm going to follow her. Following her.
You can actually just hop out the roof now because there's a big hole in it.
There's a lot of
Average
ways
human
out.
jumping. I've got like a 3-foot vertical
I
here,
should do
bud.
that.
Right, but I've got stretchy arms.
Can I do that and jump through the ceiling?
Oh, yeah, totally.
If Jean Rita is doing
Oh,
the
okay.
jumping,
Yes.
absolutely.
All right. We are leaving.
Using the hole in the ceiling, the 4 of you managed to climb out and get outside of the building, away from the fire and back down. And while you're doing that, can I get a common knowledge roll from Sam with her investigative skills? What do you have for common
Yeah,
knowledge?
common knowledge is 10.
All right, I'm going to get a D10 and a D6.
Now, I also have Streetwise, which says I get +2 to common knowledge and criminal networking. Does that apply here?
That's going to apply. So we're going to get another +2 to this D10 and D6. Sweet. Wow, and both those results aced. We're going to get a total of 19. It strikes you as you're leaving, cleaning your hand off of this mess and getting out of the building, that the local hospital might be a great resource for investigating this mystery. And would probably be pretty easy to find.
Excellent.
Look for the big P's of the blue sign.
It's an H.
P for position.
All right, you see one of those, I'll keep an eye out for the H's and the blue signs.
We can do both. It's fine.
And you leave the plume of smoke and burning gas behind. and
Okay,
make
we
your
should
way
probably
through the
make a
city.
note that this particular metaverse has movie physics. Keep that in mind for the future. It can work in your favor or horribly against you.
I'm going to keep an eye out as we go for any other magazine stands and see if I can find something scientific or medical, which may have information on what treats this or what they were working on.
Good plan.
And now that we know the flora and fauna are aggressive,
Critical failure. Glorious. Wish it was a 9 or 10 for more lulz. But here's the required #jam.
Thank you.
So, because I failed, you get more stuff.
#4th wall classic John Amox. Bobbling and explosives roll. Gotta say, really loving the guest stars. WWW maybe new FavXD.
I like that. Oh, hey, and since we were on the subject of, some stories and fourth wall, well, let's take a minute because we've got a story time that's been sitting in that store for a very, very long time. They've been dying to know for months now about when Guy Whiteman and Jean Rita met for the first time.
Okay.
So let's do a story time.
And now for In Character with John Ritter.
Thank you. So, this all started when I was operating a forklift, obviously, certified.
obviously.
Yeah. And I was in a very big warehouse. We were both in the warehouse. Yes, we were. After floating through the infinite vacuum of space, I came upon a scientific vessel. They caught me and put me in a jar labeled Hellman's. Then they moved me to a bigger jar and kept me prisoner there. And then they put me in a warehouse that Guy described as being like that warehouse from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yes. Yeah, well, it was. It looked like that, So I was moving a crate, and though I'm certified, I might have knocked one of the crates over and broken one of the jars in there. I was released and free, and thinking that he was my savior, I bonded with him. Yeah, well, yeah, very, very painful, very painful. If you've ever had a dentist drill shoved up your ass, that's kind of what it felt like. And the dentist drill is white hot, and it's not your ass, it's your face and your nasal cavities. So it hurt.
Word.
Yes, it hurt. It turns out he was not my savior at all, but the most boring man in the galaxy. Well, hey, I'm not that boring. I was in a backpack with big-breasted women riding dinosaurs, and I was a perfect gentleman. It was hedonism! No, I was very well behaved in that. So I'm very interesting. He is not interesting. Yes, I am. He watches too much television, and the shows are lame. No, what? No, they're not. They're fine. So we struggled a little bit. I personally thought it was a demon until Jonah Mox just now told me that it's not. But for a long time, we've been struggling. He is a coward and afraid of me. Well, no. I'm just struggling with it. I give him power and he does nothing with it. He is uninspired and unimaginative. No, I'm cautious. I'm just cautious. That's all. So that's pretty much everything up until now. They sent me out here I thought to exorcise the demon, but really it was to achieve symbiosis. Yes, well, we're still talking about that. I haven't landed on one side of the fence or another. The choice eventually will not be yours. Yeah, well, it might be. So that's everything up until now. So.
Thank you. And now you guys know. That is the story of the two meeting and getting them up to present. You have traveled through the streets and you found a few more newsstands and gotten some more recent periodicals among them. Attempts to isolate and treat this spreading virus, massive lockdowns across the world for it. That doesn't sound familiar. But most of it seems to be a very short period of time. You find some, older issues of magazines in some of these stands, and within less than 2-month period of time, they stopped printing these clearly and stopped putting out more information. It was extremely rapid, much more so than, you're not medically trained, but you know enough to know it's much more rapid than any virus could legitimately spread, even with being airborne or anything else like it. It's simply too fast.
Detective, you look concerned.
Well, it's a good news, bad news situation.
Oh, good. Let's have
Good.
one of those first.
Yeah, one of.
Okay,
flip
well,
a coin.
the good news is that they actually found out quite a bit about the virus before they all died, and the bad news is that none of it was helpful, and most of it is about how bad it is.
Isn't that just bad?
That does seem to be bad news, bad news.
It's more of a bad situation, because it's not just a bad virus, it's an extra bad virus in that.
What was the good news?
The good news is that I learned something, and so did you.
Oh my God.
Knowledge is power, so there we go.
Yes, the medical journal you picked up had it at a 100% mortality rate.
Which we can see.
Then who wrote it?
Someone who hadn't caught it yet.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So I don't expect that we'll find a ton of information at the hospital, but it seems like our best guess right now.
It's still a good idea, I think.
And, I mean, you know how much doctors like to talk about how awesome they are. If they had found anything,
They would have talked about it.
They would have talked about it, and it would be here. So I think that our options are either viruses in this world were always really, really, really bad and just wiped out whatever group they targeted, or somebody made this one really, really, really bad.
This detective has scary information. Can you sugarcoat it? Make it sound better and less threatening?
We weren't here when it happened, Guy.
Yeah, that's not doing anything for me. I'm still frightened.
Well, there is some good news. There's the lovely blue sign with the H on it. With a nice indicated direction, you seem to be nearing.
Excellent.
H, how odd these worlds.
You know, it could have been a P. It was worth looking out for.
It's always good to look out for the P.
Well,
And
You
you
reach an
finally
age-
reach this hospital. Again, more of this city is just covered in this thorny plant growth that is, again, very aggressive and grown over almost everything and up the sides of buildings. The parking lot is mostly full in this abandoned now hospital, which is also overgrown. But there's some strange thing out front of this hospital that's like a cargo container almost, like one of those portable work trailers or the like. It's been placed out front of it. And a little sign, which is mostly overgrown on the front, has 3 initials on it that say CDC on it.
I could lift that if I had a forklift.
Center for Disease Control?
Seems likely.
Common Earth Organization.
Yeah. Never one you want to see.
Or it could mean cats don't care.
No.
Nope, that's
About the
wrong.
virus.
No.
That is wrong, and you are dumb.
Based on the information we have, it's actually not too far-fetched a conclusion. My money's on CDC, though.
Yep.
CDC stands for CDC, I agree.
Strongly agree. Let's see what they got in there.
Opening the door, it is completely lightless inside. There is clearly no power. There are computers that you're vaguely familiar with the setups on, but again, no power to any of them.
Detective, is there?
In the corner, there is the first corpse you've seen.
Finally.
Because the cats couldn't get to it.
This individual is in a complete environmentally contained suit with the mask on the front, the clear glass. There's only one hole in it, which is around the side of the head level, and the person is slumped against the wall. There is a pistol laying on the ground next to them.
That's bad, right?
The virus shot this man.
Yes. He's a coward like Jonah Mox. No, hey, just let's stay on topic. That's
Sam?
not right, right?
Does he have any, like, ID or anything
Yeah,
on
he's
him?
got a little badge on him.
What's it say?
Oh, looks like he's a doctor, worked for the CDC.
Mm-hmm.
He did that to himself.
Clearly.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And the body is fairly decomposed. But, in your experience, which is sadly a fair amount in dealing with corpses in your investigation, this is not 5 years dead. This individual survived for some time.
Last man on Earth kind of situation, you know?
No good options.
Where are all the other people, bodies? Did the cats get them, or?
It's probably why they all got the way they are,
That's gross.
isn't it?
Is this trailer hooked up to a generator of some kind?
Following it out, yeah, there's a generator out there and lines going to local power lines. The generator is completely overgrown and covered in plant life, which is going through bits of it and around the belts. It's in bad shape.
I'm going to get it running.
Well, we're going to have to do what is called a dramatic task in Savage Worlds. We're going to go around the table, and each of you is going to tell me how you're going to process of not just getting this generator running, but there's the computers to get into, any possible information you might get, and how to process any of that information. So you go around the table, each of you is going to tell me what skill on your sheet you will be using and how you think it will help contribute to the process. And we're going to start because, hey, you talked about getting the generator running over there. Jonah Mox, what skill do you think you have that is relevant towards this dramatic task?
I have electronics, I have repair, I've got...
Well, you tell me which you're using and justify it, and then we'll move on from there.
I'd be better suited to hacking stuff, but I'll definitely... Yeah, I've got repair pretty good. I got a 6 in that. I probably use my repair to repair the generator.
All right, so we're going with repair for Jonah Mox.
I know, I was thinking a little inside the box,
Yeah,
but
well.
I figured
Okay,
it's called
okay.
repair.
So we're going to go with repair for Jonah Mox. Let's go ahead and get that roll going. So I need a 6 and a 6 rolled. We're going to keep track of these on these dramatic task rolls. The number of successes is important. A 5 and a 3 is a success, so that's going to be 1 success towards the total so far. That's not a bad start.
Not a bad
not a
start.
failure.
Exactly. I love not failing.
Now, of course, if it gets to you and you don't think you have an individual skill that you feel like contributes, you can use one of your skills to attempt to support another character's action instead. Now, if you roll really terribly, you in fact will hamper their ability to succeed rather than help. And by
was gonna
supporting,
do
you
that.
will not contribute any successes towards the total, which the more successes, the better chances you have of pulling this off. Warren Winston Williams III.
Yes, indeed. I know I can fix this in the easy sort of way. I'm going to use my occult skill to summon a power demon, to possess this generator and get it running again.
Something a demon. That never went bad. That never went wrong once ever in the history of anything.
It didn't because it's fake.
Good,
What do you-
sir.
What do you have for the occult skill?
For my occult skill, I have a 6.
All right, I'll take a 6 and a 6. As Warren begins an intricate ritual.
You don't want to do that one. You don't want that.
I'm going to Spenny Benny.
All right, spending one of the store
Benny
bennies.
Benny.
Benny.
Yeah, you begin an intricate and drawn-out ritual, putting marks on the ground, going through the process of, yes, Guy Whiteman, he's summoning an actual demon to possess a generator.
Don't
Wait,
do that.
What is that?
Don't-
How are you? I got. You
What
know
is this going to do? Don't do that. Never do that.
Sam says it's cool. If Sam says it's cool, it must
No,
be okay.
it's never cool.
It keeps him out of the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
What if he tries to math something?
Okay. All right. I'll stand way over here and you go to town, bud.
Now, Guy, before we go to you, I'm going to flip a card back here to see if it's. I've got a diamond here, so it's actually Guy that is in charge of this part of the equation, rather than genre time. So how is Guy going to contribute?
The only way I can, I think I'm going to use my smarts, which is it a 10? Yeah, 10 to help Jonah Mox.
I'm going for a support roll. All right.
That's the only thing I can do. I got no other skills.
We'll see if we can get a support roll in there. Maybe improve Jonah Mox's.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, yeah, that's going to help
That'll do it.
out. Get a little bit of support in there, helping them out with the
There
generator. You've worked with some generators before. This is not your first time. You actually
Not my
know
first
how these
rodeo
things
there, buddy.
work.
Yeah.
Not bad. All right. We've got some successes going. No one has failed catastrophically yet.
I mean, me earlier when I tried to use a power.
Oh, not at this dramatic task. That's the important part. And then, Sam, I mean, assuming all this works, it means that there'll be power going. How exactly are you going to be contributing towards this mystery?
Well, I'm gonna try and use my hacking to get into the computer and put whatever this doctor was working on onto a drive of some kind so that we can bring it with us. And if we don't get power back, then I'm gonna try and use my electronics to take the drive out of the computer and bring that back to the ship with us.
She's so smart.
So do you want to multi-act? Because you can. You'll take a penalty to the rolls, but you get to roll both instead of just one. The penalty's 2 for doing 2 actions.
Let's just go with hacking.
All right, which is, what is that for you?
It is a D8.
All right, I'll take a D8 and a D6. A 5 is a basic success. Do you want to keep that?
Throw it away.
Let's do a Benny.
Benny re-rolling it.
Let's do another Benny.
Benny re-rolling it again. That's 2 spent. Now, of course, you can't do worse, so we keep the original roll of the 5 as a basic success, unless you roll a critical failure, which always supersedes anything else you roll.
I don't want to use all of the store bennies, so I'm gonna hang
You
on
do
to
have
the
a couple of
first one.
personal bennies.
Do
Oh
I?
my God!
Yeah.
I just
Where
figured
does it
out what's
say
going
that?
on.
You have 3 at the start of any game.
Oh, neat. Well, since I get to keep the first one, if I
Unless you roll a critical failure, you're
unless
not
I
going to
roll a
do
critical
worse.
fail. So I'll use one of my personal.
All right,
bennies.
spending 1 personal Benny to try
Do
that
a
one
little
more
risk.
time.
It's not. Yeah.
Hey!
Oh.
Still going to
right.
be a success. Those are right. We did all right on that
Yeah.
first time around. That's really great.
The number's
Unfortunately,
higher.
the
I like it
task
more.
is not yet complete, and on the second round, there begins to be a complication. In this particular case, rats, drawn by the noise, have swarmed out from underneath cars, outside of buildings, and are converging upon your position. And much like the cats you saw previously. They are rather deformed, oversized teeth. They look terrible, patches of fur missing, there are patches of scales, and even just bare skin with exposed muscle tissue. And while we won't do this as a combat, this is introduced as a complication to the dramatic task, meaning somebody might have to be doing something for their action to deal with these creatures as we go around the table one more time to see how things go. Now, with the added complication, are you continuing to work on the generator, or do you have another task you would like to do to contribute to this?
I think the Warren can probably handle rats. He seems competent.
He did just summon a demon into a generator.
He seems competent with fighting.
He does.
With cats and rats and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And that.
Maybe not so much with demons. I don't know what's going on, but that thing is sparking right now. I need to fix it. So
It is somewhat working. I mean, some power is getting into the trailer. It's just not operating at peak efficiency.
is there like a kink in the hose or something?
Well, it just
Not
sat.
an electrician.
It sat for a long time, and gasoline rots, things corrode, deposits build up and make things not function so well. Spark plugs get fouled. All of these things can happen.
All right, I got a plan. I'm gonna Fonzie it.
You're going to Fonzie it.
Gonna water
just
ski over a ship.
Boom! Just give it a good.
Oh, nice.
Ah,
there you go.
concussive
Like
maintenance always a favorite.
I've done.
The
I've
persuasion.
done I've done the wrenching and the multi-tool action. I've got like an awesome space tool. I'm using that, but after I was like,
So let me get this right. You're using either is it the persuasion or the intimidation skill that you're using in this generator?
oh, I'm using fighting
Okay.
Oh dear.
because I'm punching it.
Oh dear.
I'll allow it. What do you got for fighting?
12. Yeah.
All right. I'll take a D12 and a D6 from John and Max.
I'm
Fighting,
not using my knife, so I don't get my +2.
fighting the demon-possessed generator.
Don't stab the
Oh
generator.
wait, no, that's only one of those is from. Only +1 of those is for the attack, right?
No, both of those are from.
Or both of those are from signature weapon.
That's 22, which even with your fatigue penalty of 1 is a 21. So that's going to add 4 more successes into the pile. Somehow, John Knox, in fact, does
It's because I say.
Fonzie the generator into functioning.
With a roll like that, now it's also pregnant.
You remember what I said earlier about movie physics?
Yeah. Sit on it. Yeah.
Right.
Fonzie. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got it.
I can't believe that worked. That wasn't supposed to.
Anywhere else
Work.
it probably wouldn't have, but once we figured out that gas tanks explode when you shoot them, I figured we could probably start a jukebox or a generator just by punching it.
not bad.
If you're cool enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means, sure, I could do
He
it.
is not cool. Yes, he is. Yeah, it was really cool. Did you see it? That was good.
But he never apologizes.
Well, that's.
What do I need to apologize for?
I mean, got the generator going by punching it. I mean, that's
Warren,
So
the added complication of mutant rats has been added
Yes.
into the equation.
And noting these ratus crawlius bitius, I decide that since the catus felinus scratchius did respond to the Windexing and the bad kitty, that these rats should respond to this trick I learned when I was once adventuring on a small island off Madagascar. Well, actually the story of the Pied
They're
Piper.
coming. They're coming. They're getting closer.
You
Wrap it
see,
up. Wrap it up.
I begin to whistle and run to draw them as a Pied Piper would away from the group to save them. And running and whistling to get them to follow me so they can fix the generator.
I'm really going to miss that guy when he gets eaten by rats in a minute.
Demon in a generator, running and whistling. Yeah, he's gonna die. He's gonna die.
100%.
What skill
He's
do you
already
think is
dead,
going to
just
apply
doesn't know
here?
it.
I think the skill of I think definitely I think
Survival.
survival is definitely
I'll allow it.
the skill. And also fleet-footed on my edges, so you know.
So you run fast too.
I do.
That
See,
might, in fact, help. What do you have for survival then?
For survival, I roll a 10 plus 2.
All right, a D10
works.
and a D6. Wow.
Yes!
Yay.
Yes!
You gotta be
He got a
kidding me.
16.
Becomes an 18 because he has a +2
Oh my
bonus.
gosh.
Magnificent.
I can't believe
yeah,
that worked.
Nearly as magnificent as his mustache.
It seems to actually be working. They are following him
would they not?
away.
That magnificent bastard.
In fact, it's an organized
and
lines.
so cunning. And I'm not just whistling Trixie.
I,
They're not only following him, they have organized into
terrible.
to unique lines and patterns. It's a formation following him, a marching order.
I like him.
That's the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life.
Yes, but he's doing it. They're going.
Man, this place did have an apocalypse way too early. This place would have been cool to visit.
Now for yourself, Guy, or actually I should say Jean Rita, you've gotten a club this time around for the card, so
Okay.
Jean Rita is in charge of your body at this present moment.
How many rats are following him right now?
Just about all of them.
Oh, all
but,
of them.
you know,
Okay, okay.
there's still a
They
lot
still
of them
haven't
out
exploded.
there. Not a single one has, you know.
A ratty one or a ratatouille around.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I like that idea. So as they're chasing him, I'm going. Following him. Excuse me. I'm going to again see how many I can detonate while they're on the ground, chasing after him.
They're like stat pops.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Just remember,
Yeah.
if you pop them too hard, the blood gets on stuff, and we want to not get blood on stuff.
That's true. Okay. How about this?
Because of the burning.
Can I rethink that? I'm gonna.
absolutely.
Okay, so as far as I absolutely can, he's gonna just throw them up in the air as absolutely high as they will go.
They do come down, you know.
Wait, so it's going to be psionics, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
What do you have for psionics over there?
Where is it? Where's my? 12.
I'll take a D12 and a D6 and see how many of these rats are hurled.
They will leave this planet's gravity and
Oh!
That
Or
is
not.
a critical.
That was just a
fail.
number of rats, though. It wasn't a test. So
It still is using the psionics, but you know, at the moment we don't need to cover what happens on the backlash, but I kind of want to because we're here.
Oh, I thought he passed the psionics roll.
No, he hadn't made it yet.
Oh, God.
That's it. Yeah.
you suck. I do not suck. Yeah, you do.
Oh, man,
That was
you
a
do.
terrible idea.
And let's see if I'm lucky enough to actually find the right page fast enough this time. Oh look, I found it
You're a
again. It's
sadist.
almost like I have to go to this page a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
again, I need two six-sided
Like every
dice
time I use a power.
rolled. These don't ace, so just roll the two six-sided dice as they stand. And this is the result of the dynamic backlash. A 6 in this case. You are stunned. You subtract 2 from any rolls that you make for the rest of the encounter. And you're not going to be acting if this continues in the next round.
Okay.
Jean Rita just simply freezes in place, overwhelmed.
You just froze up. I never freeze up. Yeah,
Overwhelmed by rats.
you're so lame.
Overwhelmed. And of course, you just picked up a level of fatigue.
Oh, that's
Of course.
Yeah.
fun.
So that's like a -3 altogether.
Oh,
that
yeah.
sucks.
Okay, all right.
It's going to be hard if you're going to keep contributing at this point.
That's quite a tale.
Okay. That's funny. No, it's not. Yeah, that was good.
How is he saying that to you while whistling is the question you
No,
want to be
yeah.
asking.
Right.
Well, Sam,
He's a
it's down to you.
multitasker.
So the power's on, and I've gotten into the computer.
You've gotten into the computer, you've started to get some of these files and access them, you've been looking through some of them. There's a lot of information in there, though. Narrowing it down might be,
Sounds like a research roll.
wow, look at that. Let's
which
take
would
it.
be a D8.
A D8 and a D6.
Do not whiff. Do not whiff.
You want to spend a personal Benny?
Personal Benny.
Spending a personal Benny. You have 1 personal Benny remaining.
Personal Benny.
Last
Yeah, you
personal
did.
Benny spent. Let's try a little better. Whoa, look at that.
Very nice.
Jolly good, jolly good.
Yes.
There we go. All right, you have now achieved enough successes in 2 rounds that you will, in fact, succeed at this dramatic task. You are able to cycle through a tremendous amount of information and files, finding the right ones to get the most information
He was
quickly.
a bit of a nerd. He named everything very clearly.
She's so cool.
And you find
Files.
some very disturbing information through this, Sam. Most of it from this last man on Earth, as it were, before he took his own life. He was able to determine that, in fact, this virus that spread was created. And not only was it created, but judging by the information there and what this doctor seems to infer, it was created vastly beyond the capabilities of anyone. And at this technological level, it was clearly designed, crafted by someone who knows more about biology, chemistry, and medicine than anyone on this planet could ever know.
Did anyone here take credit for that building of it?
No one seemed to take credit. It rapidly spread, wiped out anyone who was exposed to it, simply died within a matter of days. Other conclusions are that it mutated and began to infect other life on the planet, the plant life and the animal life, where it had unforeseen consequences.
And
Where they live painful, short experiences.
what's going on here?
Skin is now completely discolored. You're pretty sure the skin is dead underneath there?
I'm guessing you got good news, right?
Well, good news is we're all awesome. Bad news
like that.
is I might die.
Not if we cut that arm off fast enough.
Hey, fair enough.
You're too cool to die.
John Stone's got a robot arm. You might like it.
Robot arms are very cool. If possible, I would like to keep the original collector's edition arm.
Cool.
You were able to discover that, according to this doctor's theories, not only was it created, it seemed to be encoded in a way, almost a sentient virus.
Destroy all humans.
What's the quarantine situation like on the ship?
Oh, very, very good, but we're still putting you in a clean suit before you get back on it.
Sure.
Probably the smart
There's
thing
probably
to do.
one or two extras in that CDC van.
And while a single individual did not take credit, this doctor was able to isolate the point of origin to a single individual, the only person who could have been responsible for such a spread.
Well-known doctor of some kind?
Yes, an extremely well-known, a very honored and prestigious doctor with a tremendous amount of accomplishments, who did no work ever in their career of this particular nature. They were not a killer, they were a saver.
Okay, so here's what we figured out. The person who did that was an avatar. That's usually people who are well-known or very, very skilled, right?
Great Scott.
So
This
that's
is
most
heavy.
likely our guy. Which means that he's moved on to murdering entire populations on planets.
That's bad.
That
right?
is
That's the
It's
bad news.
bad.
Okay.
Legitimately very, very, very bad. Yes.
Very,
Okay.
very bad.
Good
What-
work.
Oh, thank you.
Not you.
Oh,
Everybody but you.
I can accept that. That's all right.
We do not accept it.
Yeah, no, we do. I'm okay
I
with
think
that.
you did great.
Did you just bump up against him?
She's great.
Okay, you're in a clean suit now too.
Quarantine buddies.
What?
At this
Really?
point, your comm begins to beep, showing that you've got an active signal coming in.
All right, looks like it's about time to head back to the ship, everybody. Wonderful job, but we're like wrapping you in plastic before we put you on the ship and you're going directly into quarantine. I'm so sorry.
Thankfully, due to some previous events, the Reliance has been set up to, in fact, have quarantine facilities on board, and including an own separate entrance to quarantine in.
I will
Wonderful.
devour the virus.
Once Paul takes a look at you, once we give him a sample of this, I'm sure you'll be fine.
I will devour the virus like I devour my enemies.
No, I want to be in the clean suit.
He's
I wanna
going to
be in
date the
clean
virus.
suit. I want to be in the clean suit.
In fact, Jean Rita has in fact detected the virus, which is airborne and has probably infected everyone. And Jean Rita has been able to deal with it. It's not overcoming Jean Rita's inherent immunities.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so everybody's been breathing it then.
Okay.
That's good that he detected that. That was a very smart
helpful.
thing to test. So yeah.
I'm a very smart organism.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Now,
It's more of a reflex than a think.
I know this sounds really, really bad because super advanced airborne virus that was obviously created by somebody from a different dimension is at least from what we can tell, about 100% fatal. But we have a giant rock man who has a couple of doctorates who can probably help you.
Like
Right.
16 or 17 doctorates, I think.
I don't know if the number actually helps, though. But he also is from a crazy future place, so
He is super smart,
he'll understand it way better than I will. I just
Any of us, probably.
steal shit and stab people in the neck. It's
Good, I was just going to have a toddy and call it good.
yeah. You're going to be quarantined because you don't know what a virus is, do you? That's great.
That's bad for you.
That is.
Very bad. That's very bad for you.
We're the last 2 toddies then, I guess.
Can't whistle your way out of that one.
Quickly, so if we can.
Yeah, no, we're on our way back. Signal's coming. We're gonna head
You
back to
make
the
your
ship
way
right now.
back towards the pickup point, of course, having to arrive through the quarantine entrance. And comes the most important part of today's entire exercise, aside from the wonderful information that will be incredibly useful, thanks to Sam extracting a hard drive with all of that on it. What's the evaluation that you've got to present? Can you give us your evaluation of this team in the field, John Ox? Let's go ahead and start with each individual. Give us your full evaluation of their talents, where they might need work, or what they really bring to this team.
And I don't really like judging people, but since you've asked me to, Sam found every clue we needed. Sam did exactly what Sam was supposed to do. We brought you on because you were an investigator. You followed clues and got us to the right spot very quickly. Congratulations. Guy, you were just here to be the muscle.
Oh, I wasn't the brains. I thought I could bring something to the.
Yeah.
You will never be the brains. Oh.
You were the canary for the coal mine, I think.
I'm just
sir.
saying, like, name one thing.
Well, I
We didn't come across a forklift, so
But if we had,
anyway, because I don't like your alien friend, I'm giving you all the good marks and him all the bad marks. Yeah.
I hate you. Yeah, I like you.
It's
though.
pass fail. You passed, he
You're great.
failed.
Nice. Hear that? You're a failure. You are a failure.
I've also
You
never
are.
seen such a weak telekinetic in my entire life.
Oh, you hear that? Burn. Yes.
And Warren,
Yes, indeed.
everything you did was really dumb and still worked anyway. So welcome to the team. Honestly, that was so ridiculous.
Indubitably.
Yeah, no, these guys are okay, man.
Clearly trained by Rhonda.
Oh yeah. No, some of the stuff that I saw them try to do was bad shit stupid, but it still worked. So what do you do? Pass.
That looks
Still
like
though, you are ugly and stupid, and I hate you.
looks like the reliables
I will
have
enslave you
3
again.
new members of the team.
Also, like, a couple of vanilla humans for once, No, none of you is a fungus. Is that correct? Or a rock?
I mean, I had trench foot for a while and then after the wars.
3
but,
animals without vegetable or mineral. So, that's a big plus.
I guess that means there's only one thing left to do is that, that they say we have to dance like monkeys for their entertainment.
Oh, come on.
Not like actual monkeys, though, right?
I've never
Hey,
actually seen a monkey dance.
We're the monkeys.
Do we
Oh,
really
wait,
have
I've
to
seen
do
those
that?
monkeys dance
Exactly.
because I'm old.
As am I. I'll be Davy Jones.
Now, we can only hope that somehow music begins to play and this works out. Otherwise, we'll be even more awkwardly dancing because there won't be any music at all.
Oh, please
I'm
don't
doing
make me do this.
like drunk white girl dance, where I, like,
Oh, look.
hands above the head, like sexy time. Oh, is this High Road? This is a good song.
Best song.
If I had the choice, if I had the time, this wouldn't be the end of the line. I'd be walking to the beat on every drum, making up for living that never done. Being happening with DJ, that I got my own land. Oh, people stop and stand on me everywhere, every single place I go. 'Cause I'm
Never make me do that again.
I think we fulfilled our end of the contract.
Yes.
We fulfilled our end of the contract.
I like this look.
That was absolutely horrible.
Becca like a high, Becca
Howdy, howdy, ho.
Long live John B.
I'm like Jumpy's homeless brother.
You're not wrong. You're not
No,
wrong.
not wrong.
Hey, I want to thank
Jumpy's
all of you
motorcycle repairman.
so very much for tuning in to us here on The Reliable, here on another very reliable Monday. Now, of course, next week we are not in studio because, well,
Because you're on vacation.
yeah, I'll be on vacation next week. But we'll be back the week after that. That's right. We've got a 2-part series, which is even going to include avatars. Beyond Furry Road, 2 parts will be happening.
Oh man, finally doing Mad Max as tiny animals. It should be great.
It should be pretty great. Again, thank you
sound
guys
pretty
so
awesome.
much for joining, for tuning in, for supporting us in the store. Make sure you check out The Reliable's Twitter, check out The Reliable's website, check out Zoe Game Night on Thursdays. And you know, we're here in a nice shared studio space, and they got some great shows that they put on here too, and other stuff they're working on that I don't know if I'm even allowed to talk
We're
about.
not talking about stuff like that.
So much
we're not
things, so
talking
many
about it yet.
secrets.
Okay, we're not talking about that stuff, but there's stuff, and eventually we're going to talk about it.
You're gonna
well,
tell me
somebody
later.
will, who's probably not me, and you know knows more stuff than me because I don't know anything.
I think by then you'll know all the stuff.
I don't know
I
any
know
of the stuff.
nothing.
I
wanna
never
know
know all the stuff.
I want to know the stuff. Why can't I know the stuff?
Special thanks to Mark and Bleo over there on tech, making this all work.
And rolling terribly for me.
Yes.
And
Not
then
enough
we're
critical
finishing-
failure.
me
I
too.
could almost guess that Leo was under the mask and not Bleo.
Well, with all those masks and like hats and how can you even tell? You can't even see the hair color to know anymore. And besides, you know, we know that all techs look alike.
She sounds like Kenny from South Park, so you can't hear her either. You know.
But thank you again so much for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for another Reliables. Bye-bye.
Thank you.